You need to get on the computer, man. Get off the phone.
I got that Mac here right here.
Anyways,
Batman,
episode
yeah,
11.
that's me.
What's up?
Episode. I say it again in Spanish.
Once.
Episode once. Episode
Jorge.
Episode George. Episode George. You know what I'm saying? Three of me, bros.
That's
We back at it
disrespectful.
again.
That's
We got over
disrespectful.
the milestone.
That's
Not
disrespectful.
bro.
That's disrespectful.
I'm literally.
That man is disrespectful.
Listen, bro. If it was my culture, we would say episode. You know what I'm saying? But it's not my culture.
No, you
It's
say
not my
no.
culture.
It's episode.
episode,
my God.
yeah.
All
Episode.
Episode 11. Welcome back to the Three of Me Bros. We got your gracious co-host Els, and we got to my left, to my right. I don't know which one y'all want to go first.
It's way better.
It's your
way
boy
better show.
Troy, way better. You should know by now. We're 11 episodes in, so you should definitely know by now not to say the way better before the Troy.
Mm-hmm. You know the vibes. I'm saying it's EG. Don't say the G before the E. You can call me EG or you can call me IG. You feel me? We out here.
Oh my gosh, man. Yo, it's been a crazy. Well, we took a week and a half break. So we're back with episode 11. A lot of things have happened in this span.
The sports world.
Let's start off with Sunday night fight night. Mayweather versus what's his face? Jake Paul. Jake Paul.
Logan
Paul.
Logan Ryan.
Logan Ryan. Wait, which one is it?
Nah, it's Logan Paul. I said Logan Ryan 10 times last episode.
All right, so what do you guys think?
Troy, give your 2 cents, bro.
I was shocked it went the distance. I think that's the biggest surprise. But other than that, I mean, Mayweather put the beats on him. You feel me? Gave him the hands. I was also surprised that he took the hits that he took from Mayweather and didn't hit the mat. You know what I'm saying? Because Floyd was tagging him. But
there's a clip that's out there in the world where it says that Mayweather actually knocked him out, but held him up.
He held him up. Yeah, you should drop that clip on here too. But I seen that too. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't look like it. I can't lie. I mean, at the same time,
it looked like he was holding him up.
Logan Paul, he's so big, bro. Like pause, but he's I'm really gonna make a whole highlight shit for this. But he's so tall.
All Paul's team, like, honorary all Paul's team.
Crazy. But he's so tall. Well, Troy, you was done before I give my 2
Yeah, you got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, bro. I said it last episode. Logan Paul had way more weight over Mayweather. He was way taller, so I didn't really anticipate him knocking him out, because that's never been Mayweather's. You know what I'm saying? That's never been his cup of tea, was knocking people out, point blank. Especially as he got older, he's more of a finesse, strategic type of boxer. I do believe he was playing around with him a little bit to make it more entertaining. He did that with Conor McGregor, but Logan Paul. I'm gonna give him his flowers, bro, because he did take some hits, and whether he fell or not on Mayweather, he ate them hits up, bro. He went pound.
And it would have been. I'm gonna add to that. It would have been easy for Floyd to just, pull the casual Floyd move, which is run and dodge and dip and weave around the ring. Mm-hmm. He actually boxed him. So I was, though that's the biggest dude Floyd ever stepped in the ring with, and he went toe to toe with him. You know what I'm saying? He actually went toe to toe with him. So that was dope.
Right. Biggest dude he stepped in the ring with. Mm-hmm.
There was nothing. You reaching it. But go ahead, Lou. Go ahead. Tell me.
What about the other fights? Ocho Cinco. How'd you guys feel about that when he got dropped?
Wait. How'd you feel about the Floyd and Logan?
Oh, I mean, I thought it was. It's just for entertainment, man. I mean, I didn't really think it was really anything. I didn't think that it was gonna go to the distance. I felt like Floyd was really just in there playing cat and mouse with him the entire fight. But I mean, that's kind of what Floyd does anyway. Floyd is he's a technician. He's a defensive boxer. So when it really comes down to it, his main goal is to get as many hits in and to be as efficient as possible while also defending himself. Because
you've seen his stats.
Any fight that he's ever fighting or fought in, he's always been way more, like his percentages are way more higher than the next person.
Yep.
So that's what I kind of went in thinking, but I also was thinking like, damn, he could probably knock him out in like the second or third round.
Well, overall, I would say too with the fight, it was boring. I gave it way too much expectations. I don't know why I fell into the trap. I'm not a fan of celebrity matches. Floyd said himself that he basically told everybody after that he's a wrestler. Like he puts on a little fake fight, bro, and just grabs money and go. He basically said he's a wrestler.
He said that he's the smartest bank robber to not rob a to rob a
He's been saying that for years. He's been saying that for years, and it's true.
So but when you really put it down to it, I mean, he's the highest grossing athlete ever. And when you are at that height, you can literally do anything and capitalize on.
But there's a fine line between money and legacy. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's cool. You want to catch a couple of grabs, but it's like, yo, bro, you're supposed to be one of the best fighters ever. You're gonna be remembered to like
he said at his presser. But like he said at his presser, he's going to the Boxing Hall of Fame regardless. So his legacy is cemented regardless.
It's cemented regardless.
But I'm saying this in general, like 10 years from now, when they bring up Floyd Mayweather, you're gonna remember him being one of the best boxers ever. You're gonna remember him fighting all these YouTubers, and like, if he continue this, bro, it's gonna the clownery is.
I don't think he's gonna continue.
Yeah, I think this is one and done.
I think what he's gonna do is he's setting a precedent for other athletes as himself that could go into the ring and make this much money, because now he's actually painting the avenue where, like, maybe was it Brody, what's his name, his other boxer that he has,
Bronner?
Adrian. He could probably get Adrian to come in and make more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have him going against like Jake Paul, that'll generate money too, and that'll put a lot more money in Adrian's pocket than he probably has been making. So I mean, Floyd is smart. You know, Floyd is gonna set up avenues for other boxers or other entertainers to come into the ring and make more money.
But I don't know how much of a fan I am of it, but yeah.
I mean, we're not fans of it. Let's just keep it all the way honest. We're not fans of it. But keep it going with this. Ocho Cinco also had the fight. He fought the ex UFC boxer,
UFC fighter,
right? And he got knocked. He got knocked down. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, I'm gonna start off with this one. That was actually a good fight. It was a good fight. Ocho Cinco actually held his own and showed that he's really an athlete, and he got dropped. But I would say he got dropped because Byron Maxwell, he faked him with the left and cleaned him with the. But he got up, bro. He fought. He showed he's an athlete. The way he was moving, he was really boxing. I said, damn, Ocho can really fight. You know what I'm saying? I think Ocho would beat up the average man in the street. And that was actually a good fight. It actually felt real. It actually felt like they wanted to win. And Brian Maxwell, I don't know. I think his career is not going that good, but I feel like he wanted to show that he got a little oomph and behind his punches. Brooklyn up by 4. Go ahead, Troy.
So you think that was actually entertaining?
It was more entertaining.
I think that was the. I think
Chad looked very, very. I'm surprised Chad lasted in the ring there as long as he did, but that he looked very awkward. Like he did. Like he looked very awkward.
I mean, that was his first time.
His hands just dropped out, but his footwork was decent. His footwork was decent. He was going around. His hands were a little awkward. It was low, but his footwork was decent. And he almost put his corona on my neck, bro.
I can't call it that. I think he looked really awkward. I think you don't have to be a boxer to know how to put your hands up. You know what I'm saying? So it was just real awkward for me. But I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. It was good to see him get back up after getting knocked down too.
Yeah, he got dropped, bro.
He got dropped.
Cleanly, I'm gonna spill this corona on my laptop, bro. I don't know what's up with me.
Yeah, you do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Be having those close calls.
So out of the entire night, what did you guys like? What did you guys take away from this? From the entire fight, from the night?
That it was just
I like the what's his name? Is it Jack Bantu? It's I forgot his name.
Bottle Jack.
Yeah, that was the most entertaining intended. Like that felt like the realest fight. It was.
He's a former champion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He fought Marcus Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Marcus Brown.
No, Marcus Brown beat him.
But I feel like
I'm thinking about Pascal.
I feel like they sprinkled that in there just to make the whole fight card feel real.
Yeah.
And it was like after that was just clownery. Even like Chad Ochocinco was cool, seeing what he could do, but it still wasn't. It wasn't pay-per-view worthy. Not that I paid for it, but you know what I'm saying. It is what it is. It's like watching wrestling.
All right, so moving on from boxing. Right now, we have the NBA playoffs going on. We are officially in the second round. I think the the last episode we was actually going into the second round. Now we're in the second round.
You can say
we
we on the
have
cusp. You can say we on the cusps now. We moving into the conference finals now because
yeah,
we got some teams that
pretty much.
advance.
One team is already advanced. One team is already set. They're waiting for the matchup. So the Suns have already advanced. So let's start off with the Suns. How do you guys feel about that series?
Go ahead, Troy.
Suns and Nuggets.
Yeah, Suns and Nuggets.
I didn't see the brooms coming out.
Before we start, Lena's links. Thank you. I appreciate it. Send some my co-host, please. We need some Henny Mango, Henny Readers. Send them to my co-host, please. I appreciate it. Love you. This is our final.
Now she got to supply it. She got to supply it.
Bring it closer. Let them see the label. Bring it closer. Let them.
Yeah, she got to supply it because I can't be sipping Coronas every episode. So she got to supply it.
Y'all can see that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lena.
Yeah. So shout out to Selena. I love you. Love you to death. Please send them some Henny Readers. Send though they have never had your links before. Send them some Henny Readers.
Yeah, I got a link with Lena. I got a link with Lena.
Go ahead, Troy. I said out loud.
So, getting back to the Nuggets and Suns, I didn't see the brooms coming out. I didn't see the brooms. I was high. Y'all both know I was high on the Nuggets. I was really high on the Nuggets, especially after what they did to Portland. I really thought they had a chance to get the upset and move on in this series. I didn't see the brooms coming out. But I always said the Suns are legit. I've been saying that since the playoffs started as well. So I'm not surprised that the brooms came out at the same time. The Suns are a dangerous team. Chris Paul wants it. He wants it bad, and I can really see them. I can really see them. Right now, I can really see them pushing it to the finals. I really can.
I do too.
I really can.
Before we move on to Leslie, I'm gonna bring up Jokic with the flagrant 2 in Game 4. Do you feel that it was a good assessment, or should they have given him a flagrant 1 and let the game continue?
Yeah, that was definitely a flagrant 1, but it really don't make a difference. They down 3 games. You know what I'm saying? It really didn't make a difference in the series whether he stayed in that game or not. But it definitely deserved a flagrant 1. He shouldn't have got ejected for that.
It could have made a difference in the game. I think they was down by maybe 10 or 11. It was third quarter. It could have definitely made a difference in the game.
The game definitely.
But the third quarter and every game, that's when they really started to pull away and started to dominate. Because you look at the end of every third quarter in games 1 through 3, that's when they really started to pull away in that third quarter. Right, that little stretch right before the fourth quarter. Then when the fourth quarter hit, Chris Paul just comes in, and in games 1 through 4, he came in.
Yeah, but every game is different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Every game is different.
I mean, no, I agree because they did make a push when Jokic went out. You saw Will Barton starting to heat up. You saw Monte Morris starting to make shots. Everybody started to collectively pull together.
They rallied around him. That's what happens. Right. When you lose your star, you rally around for you get momentum. You start want to hold the fort down.
Like it, but I ain't like that.
Yeah, it was just a little bit too. It was a
very aggressive foul. It was a very aggressive reach. But I mean, he might have clipped his nose. It was a lot of acting. He might have. I got your nose a little bit.
Oh,
on, bro. You don't.
When you see this, when you see the slow motion, he really came down. Like
he clipped like the tip of his nose.
Nah, bro.
It was cool.
It was the tip of the nose.
He was on the ground, just fluttering his feet. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was on the ground fluttering his feet. You don't take your star out. This man just started giggling. But you don't eject a star, the only star on a depleted team. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, NBA. Y'all just named him the MVP the night before.
Yeah, that was disrespectful. NBA. That was disrespectful. For him to finish his season that way was very disrespectful.
Yeah, right after they named him an MVP, bro. But I definitely seen the brooms coming out. I hope you add some broom emojis or something right now. But I definitely seen the brooms coming out. You feel me? They just don't have enough. Michael Porter Jr. is just not consistent enough. Jokic played his heart out. You know what I'm saying? His stats was crazy. I think he went 30, 20, and 10 one game or something crazy. He had DeAndre Ayton, damn, he had that? Oh, shout out to him. That's why he the MVP. Jokic was balling, but they didn't have enough. I was surprised they made it past the Blazers. But they just don't have enough at all. And I'm not surprised they got swept. The Suns are definitely legit. I'm still not fully, even though it's my second favorite team still, I'm not fully convinced on the Suns, but they deserve it. They're playing hard.
It's time to take them serious, bro.
I think they just have
it's been time to take them serious.
No, they're nice. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I feel like they've been having favorable matchups.
I don't know. So this is the way I feel. when you have a point guard like Chris Paul is the ultimate game manager. He he knows the situations that he's in. So when they're up, what does he do? He slows down the game. He gets to his spots. He gets everybody else into his spots. He's the ultimate game manager.
That's all right.
Not,
Before you continue,
Mhm.
that's doing him a disservice. I feel like Chris Paul is the ultimate coach on the floor.
He's the point guard.
But,
There's,
but,
there's,
but what is
there's,
a coach? What is a coach?
there's a game manager. There's game managers, and then there's actual coaches on the floor. Like, because coaches can't play. Chris Paul is a coach who's actually playing with you. You feel me? That takes it to a whole nother level, and that's why the Suns are in the Western Conference Finals. He took
Monty,
it to a
Monty
whole
alluded
nother
to that.
level.
Monty definitely alluded to that. Monty definitely said that like there's plays where he wants to call where Chris Paul is already like this is the play we're gonna call, and Monty's like, oh, I was just about to call that.
Exactly.
When you have a player like that, when you have a point guard that could run your offense like a well-oiled machine and getting everybody into their spots, that makes your team that much dangerous. You have DeAndre Ayton playing at an all-star level in the playoffs. You have Devin Booker looking like the second coming of Kobe. You have Jay Crowder playing the best defense I've ever seen, and that's not a knock on him because he's a very good defensive player. But I have never seen him play defense just the way that he's been playing in these playoffs. And
You've never seen anyone play defense the way he's playing in this playoffs?
No, I'm saying I haven't seen him play.
Okay,
I haven't seen him play this well of defense. This is the best defense he's ever played in his entire career.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you have Miles Bridges, who is slowly becoming a premier two-way player. And it's crazy because not only could the Knicks have got him, I'm not even gonna get there, but he was traded draft night from the Sixers, and the Sixers could use him right now. It's crazy.
Shout out to the Knicks.
We're not gonna talk about the Knicks. We're not talking about the Knicks. That was the Phil Jackson era. That was the Phil Jackson era. But look, that's just the starters. then you have the bench players coming out, and Monty leaves Chris Paul in there with the bench players. He's leaving. He got Cameron Payne. Cameron Payne is Payne. I'm sorry. Yeah. There's so many pieces. Cameron Payne is playing lights out.
He's more than just Westbrook's dancing partner. And there was great acting he did after that Jokic trial.
But then you have other role players that's stepping up. You have Saric. Saric has been playing very well coming off the bench. There's another 3-and-D player that comes off the I forget his name. He's coming off the bench and giving quality minutes. When everybody is chipping in, you have I think there was 3 games. There was like 8 players in double figures. 8 players.
They don't have enough, bro.
They're on a different level right now. I don't see any team right now that could really stop them. In my opinion,
I know one.
The Clippers. I don't know.
He's being biased.
Let's get into it. I'm not being biased.
Moving on from the Suns and the Nuggets. The Nuggets got swept. Suns are awaiting the matchup between the Clippers and the Utah Jazz. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna start off with Mr. Clipper himself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get into it. First of all, I think the last time we recorded, I think the last couple of times we recorded, the Clippers were playing. And as I said in the episode, we were gonna come back. We were gonna win. Shout out to Dallas. Shout out to Luka. You different. You know what I'm saying? Then I don't know. I don't think the first 2 games was on by the time we recorded. But as you can see, the Clippers we playing stupid, missed a lot of open shots. Bad coaching first 2 games, yada yada. That's history. We came back. We did what we supposed to do. We are who we say we are. Game 3 tomorrow. That's all I gotta say. Clippers in 6.
Okay, Troy.
Game 5 tomorrow.
Yeah,
game 5.
No, but he's saying Clippers in 6 is tied up 2-2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No,
Clippers in 6.
3. All right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I definitely did say game 3. My fault.
I was on that bandwagon when they fell down 0-2, and I was like, "Yeah, it's a wrap." I was
there too. I thought that was
about to. I didn't come out and say it's a wrap yet, but I was there. I was this close to saying it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap.
Clippers in 6.
You know, it's like the Clippers. Like I said, the Clippers are those teams. They fall into that category when you know you got the talent, when you know you good, You can do whatever you want, and then when it's time to
Mm-hmm.
turn on the switch, you feel like you can just turn on the switch. Clippers are
They're
one of
very
those teams
frustrating, bro. Very frustrating. I can't lie to you. Very
that can
frustrating.
burn you. That can burn you. I mean,
It
they're
could.
doing it. They did it last series. They're
It
doing it
will.
now. But
We did
against
it
the
many
right
times.
team, it's not going to work. You feel
Yep.
me?
We
And the
did it many
Suns,
times.
the next team waiting for them is not going to play that. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not gonna.
They're not playing a team that has that killer in them. You know what I'm saying? That team that goes up 0-2-0 and just wants
And
to get their
wants to
foot
put
on
it
the neck.
away.
You know what I'm saying? That
Exactly.
keep that foot on the neck. They haven't met that yet. So they're taking advantage of it right now, but they keep coming out lackadaisical like they've been doing. It's a wrap. So I'll see. We'll see tomorrow how they come out
I
and
agree.
if they could get
So
it done at
I
home.
agree. I just
this
say
is how
the
I
Clippers
feel.
could beat the Suns, bro. I just feel like we have the perfect matchups for them. We wanted like the biggest athletics team, like biggest athletic team. Like we got a lot of athletic people who just happen to be kind of big, pause. And we deep in
Well,
our roster. We have
during
people
during the
everywhere.
regular season, the Suns swept the Clippers in their regular season matchups. The
Hmm.
Jazz and the Suns, they split their
We tied
series.
up. Yeah, we played them
So
back to back. But you're not
but
Kawhi and them didn't play the first game.
I
They
no,
just fought.
and I'm not taking anything from that. That's the regular season. Regular season
Hmm.
has nothing to do with the playoffs because the playoffs is a whole different animal. My thing is just like this, and this is something that me and X have been talking about. When you have your premier point guard out, and your primary ball handler right now is Donovan Mitchell,
Hmm.
that that takes away from him scoring. That
Yeah, yeah.
takes that slows him down from him scoring. You don't have Conley in the game. And then on top of that, with Conley in the game, Rudy Gobert is not just a pink presence. Rudy Gobert is an offensive threat when Conley is in the game. You have to you ha- you can't you can't just not commit to the screen and the roll
Yeah,
because
that pick and
it's
roll
gonna
is
be a lob. It's gonna be a bounce pass. Rudy Gobert becomes an offensive threat. Right now, Conley out and Donovan Mitchell having the being the primary ball handler. Rudy Gobert is basically he's just out there to get an offensive rebound. He's not
But
out
not
there.
necessarily.
He
Because he runs
is.
the
He is.
screens.
They don't have
He
him.
runs
They
the
don't have him in.
screens. He runs around the screens and score.
He doesn't. But the thing is, they don't have him involved in the offense. When you have Conley out there, he's involved. Like you're getting more
so
effort. You're
basically,
getting more. You're getting more offense out of him. Like right now, he's averaging 11 and like 13 or something like that. But when Conley is in the game, he's averaging 18 and 13. That's huge difference. That's a huge differential different when you really look at it because that affects how you play. That affects how what you're gonna do. And another thing that's working in the Clippers' favor is another thing that me and X had alluded to was the fact that once the Clippers went small ball and they committed to going small ball, it messed up everything for them because Conley it doesn't have the ball. Conley's not out there.
you said the
That messes
Clippers,
up
bro.
everything. No, that's what I'm saying. With the Clippers
They're
going
not. Yeah,
small
with the
ball,
small ball.
with the Clippers
Yeah.
going small ball, it leaves Rudy Gobert on islands, and it's hard for him to sit here and switch because you don't have when you're coming on offense.
You're talking about Conley and Gobert, but you said the Clippers.
Yes,
No,
when the Clippers went,
he's
Clippers,
saying that the Utah defensively we have the
yeah,
mismatch.
yeah,
But I mean that's not
Oh,
our
okay,
fault.
okay, okay,
it's a
okay,
huge mismatch
okay.
because they're playing small ball. Once they
Gobert don't
commit
have to
to
be in the
going
game.
small
Take him
ball,
out.
yeah, but who are you like that's something that the Clippers like they can do that because of the fact that when they go small ball, you have Twin at the center,
Yeah,
you have Kawhi at the 4, you have Paul George at the 3, and it really messes up what the Jazz want to do defensively. It's going to be a whole different animal when they go against the Suns
Right.
because you can't do that against the Suns. You go small ball against the Suns, guess what? Aiton is way more mobile than Gobert. Aiton plays the
mm-hmm,
pick and roll really well, and you're
mm-hmm.
asking him to guard Morris or Kawhi on a pick and roll. Small ball, the Clippers want to
I
run small
mean,
ball. It's going
we
to work
don't
against the Jazz.
we
It's
don't
not
do it.
going to work against the Suns.
We
And then
don't
on top of
specifically
that,
do small ball though. We don't have
no,
to. We just
that's
do
the thing.
game
No,
plan.
that's the thing. The small ball is working for them because of their matchup right now. Once Ty Lue said we're going small ball and he committed to it game 3 and game 4, they started winning. They started playing better
That's
basketball. The ball
that's
started
game
moving
planning.
around a little bit differently. They started playing better defensively. It's going to be a different animal when the Suns come.
When we played when we
When they get
played
to
Dallas,
Phoenix,
we
you
didn't play small
you
ball
got
versus
you got two
Dallas.
games in Phoenix, and right now in Phoenix, that's the loudest arena I've heard. since
We
since
didn't play small ball in Dallas. We did the same. Zubac play. We don't have to play small ball. That's why I
Yeah,
said we're
yeah,
deep.
it's matchup
We're deep.
oriented. It's
We
but
matchup
that's why
that's what I'm
we're the
trying to say.
deepest team in the
No,
league.
but look, that's what I'm trying to say. Ty Lue did a good thing with going small ball. I'm not taking anything from it. He did a good thing going small ball. That was the best thing that Ty Lue ever did as a coach into these playoffs. Going small ball, because had he stayed with the lineup that he was going with, they was probably gonna get swept. Because
No,
there was
I wouldn't
no
even. I
answer. I'm
disagree.
telling you, there was no answer for
Game
Donovan
two,
Mitchell. There
game
was
two,
no
we
answer
won.
for Donovan
Donovan
Mitchell.
Mitchell
There was
didn't. He
no answer for
scored.
Gobert.
He scored.
Gobert,
Gobert has
Gobert
you
was
making
killing
Gobert
his
sound like he's
matchup
Shaq.
against the Sixers.
You
He was
making
killing his
Gobert sound like he's Shaq. Gobert is not that good offensively. You making him sound like he's Shaq. Gobert is a rebounder, and he puts up. Gobert probably averages like I think I looked. He averaged like 15 points. Gobert is not. You making him sound like
15,
Shaq. Donovan
15
Mitchell been
points.
eating.
15 points goes a long way.
It
It
does, but
does.
you're making him sound like a star. Gobert's not. He's a defensive star. But
Shout
Donovan
out to
Mitchell's
the
gonna get
Nets.
his. He gassed out game 2 that we lost. We came back. We came back, and after we came back and tied up, I think we was up 2. Then we missed 7 shots straight, and that's how we lost. We didn't. We balling on this side. It's a lot of
Look,
us.
look. All I'm saying is, right now they're doing good with their matchup, going against the Jazz. They made the adjustments, and I still think it's gonna go 7 games. Conley could be back for Game 5. If Conley comes back, it's gonna be a whole different ball game for the Clippers to contend with. It's the only thing I'm saying. You only need Conley to be at 90%. You don't need him to be at a whole 100%. You just need him to manage that game. He comes in, a lot of things change.
We
You're
shall
gonna
see.
have to guard the Jazz a lot differently.
We
But
shall
going
see.
in, if the Clippers could advance, the Suns is gonna be really tough to beat.
We
I know,
shall see.
man. Just like
Moving
Dallas and
on,
the
moving
Jazz
on
and the
from the
Suns.
Suns. Moving on from the Clippers and the Jazz. We have the game that just finished right now. The Nets just won. They just beat the Bucks 114 to 109. What do you guys think about the series so far?
Go ahead, Troy. Do your
I,
thing.
that was a great game. That was a great game. You got a hobbled Harden. You're down Kyrie, and KD just went KD. I mean, it's like that was a great game. You know what I'm
Yeah, he
saying?
just came back.
Yeah. That was that that surprised me. That surprised me because the Bucks started off hot. The Bucks started off. They came out guns blazing. They jumped out to like a 10-point lead. I thought it was a wrap, but that was a great game. That was a great game, and the
So
Nets
hard.
needed
So
that. That
hard.
was a momentum. That was a huge momentum boost, and I think they're gonna close out the series now. That's the game that they needed. That's the game
I
that they
agree.
needed.
I agree.
Especially, there's no telling if Kyrie comes back. I don't. I mean, it's an ankle injury. The ankles are very tricky, and he looked like he really sprained. He
So
sprained
was
it bad. So
Nah,
I
so
don't
was
see him.
hamstrings. I ain't see Harden coming back this quick either.
That's true too, but
nah, yeah, but
I
they
mean,
said they
hamstrings,
anticipating not
hamstrings,
playing with
and
him.
I mean, when you got a bone injury like an ankle, like
Yeah,
that really needs, you know what I'm saying? Soft
yeah.
tissue injuries, you don't play with those. But if you feel like you can go, you could go. Harden felt like he could go, so he did. But Kyrie would be smart not to return this series.
They said
Ankles,
they
ankles
anticipated
are
not
really
playing with
nothing to
him.
play with.
Yeah,
But
they said they anticipated not playing with him for the rest of the
Not yet.
season. I mean, for the rest
right,
of the
For the
series,
rest of
not
the
playing with him.
series.
right.
Yeah,
But this is definitely the game that they needed, and I definitely see them closing out the
Nah,
series.
yeah, I felt that they needed this game as well. Leslie, what's your take?
uh, yeah, I agree. Giannis, bro, I'm not really a fan of Giannis. Like the more and more I watch, especially
And
playoff
I
time,
don't trust the Bucks. I told you that.
he's just as a team, they have such a talented team, and Giannis is just God given talent. He's just God given talent. He has no skill. He doesn't develop his game. He doesn't do anything different. He just like that Blake Griffin clip when he was dribbling for 10 seconds and it backed up and like Giannis, bro, he shouldn't be like NBA MVP and all that. He need to take those away, bro. He's a phony. He's a big fat phony.
Thanks.
And
Thanks.
the Nets, I thought
Yeah.
this was the game.
Who is
This was the
He's
game
a
for the
phony.
game,
He's
bro.
a big
Facts,
fat phony.
facts. And this was the
Right.
game, bro, for the Bucks to take. Man, listen, Bucks trash, bro. They need to.
Bucks. I'm on the same wave you're on, EG. This was a game for the Bucks to come in and make a statement.
Mm-hmm.
They made a statement in the first quarter. They lost the lead in the third quarter. They had nothing going except Giannis and Middleton. My thing is when you know that the buckets are not falling for your stars, this is why you have role players. Your role players need to step up. Your role players need to play their role. Drew Holiday, I get it. You're good on defense. You was named first team all defense this year, right? Or second team. I'm not sure. Either way, I need some offense from you. I need you to hit some shots. I need you to attempt some shots. Giannis shouldn't be taking threes. Giannis took 7 threes last game.
Yep.
7 threes. Didn't hit not one. I'm not even sure how many threes he took today. I seen him take one. He made one, and it didn't even look like it was gonna go in. He prayed. The basketball guys delivered. He made it.
I mean, but all season long, especially against the Nets, his three has been falling against them.
But my thing is,
they sag off. They allow him to shoot, and he's killed them with that all season long. So I mean, you can't knock him. You can't knock.
It's not dropping. Don't 7 attempts.
Bro, when you play ball, you're a shooter. You know it. So all you need to do is see one to go in, and that's it. I get it though. I get what you're saying.
He's not a shooter. It'd be different if it was Middleton. If it was Middleton, I whisper in his ear, Middleton, keep shooting because I know you got this. You got this. I'm talking to Middleton. I'm not talking to Giannis like that. Giannis, do what you're good at. Get to the basket. Dish it out. You got the paint crashing. Dish it out. You got shooters. You got Brian Forbes. You got shooters around you, bro. Drew Holiday can hit a shot every now and then. PJ Tucker is supposed to.
Well, Chris Middleton too. Chris Middleton not doing his job.
Chris Middleton has been shaky this whole series. Chris Middleton shows up in big moments, but then he disappears in moments when you kind of need him, but you don't really need him, but you kind of really need him. Like
this was one of those moments.
You needed Middleton. I needed Middleton to have a 40-point performance tonight. That you need to knock him out.
That's a lot to ask.
You have to come out swinging. This is the Nets you're talking about. Even without Kyrie, even without Harden, you still got KD to confirm. KD made 5 contested shots that I watched. I didn't get to watch the whole game, but the 7 shots that I seen, 5 of them was heavily contested by PJ Tucker, and he made 5 of them. All 5.
He had a triple double.
KD is probably the best scorer to ever grace the game. You're not going to stop KD. Your only attempt is to try to slow him down. You going into this series, you knew what you was getting into. But now you have a saving grace because Kyrie is hurt. James Harden he looked like a shell of himself. He wasn't even playing the way that he wants to play. He wasn't getting to the rim at will. He wasn't drawing the fouls that he usually draws. He didn't have the explosiveness or the herky jerk euros. He didn't have none of that. He was literally out there to be a body, to be a facilitator. That was his only job out there tonight.
That was his job. That's why he was playing. As soon as they listed him as active, I knew that was his only role tonight.
That's your only role. He was out there to be a decoy, to help out KD. And what happened? I don't think that they're gonna win another game. I'm gonna piggyback on Troy. I do not think they're gonna win another game. This was a game for them to win. This was a game for them to go ahead and advance.
It's a fact. They don't have that killer mentality, and I've been saying it all since we started filming. I do not trust the Bucks. If there's one team I do not trust in the NBA, it's the Milwaukee Bucks, and this is why.
One thing I would say though, I think they're back in Milwaukee, right? Next game.
They're back in Milwaukee next game.
That's the only thing that might save them. I mean, they make a lot of noise.
If Harden looks tonight, he looked about 70%.
Exactly, 70%. But the Nets,
maybe 70%.
We spoke about teams that have that dog, that killer mentality. Mm-hmm. KD has that dog, that killer mentality. Harden has that dog, that killer mentality. They know that they go to Milwaukee and they can advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. They're closing the series.
That's it. They came back from This was their game to win. They came back from. They was up 17. It was up 17. This was their game to win. I will say too, Lude. KD, the best scorer of all time. You know, it's gonna be LeBron soon. It'll be LeBron soon.
He's the best pure scorer of all time.
Pure scorer is KD. It's definitely.
I mean,
if you're talking about points, it's LeBron. Points.
What are we talking
about?
Points.
You're talking
LeBron. That's LeBron.
If you talk about if you can score from any way, if you can talk about from score from anywhere on the court. I guess KD, yes, but the numbers.
I guess
it's KD. No, it's KD. It's KD. It is not. It's not.
KD is different. Why does LeBron?
KD is different.
Bro, it's not even close.
KD is different.
The total points is not even close.
There's only one other player that I can say that is a premier scorer and that can put up the numbers that KD puts up. Doesn't it's Steph. Steph is the only
Steph.
other but Steph is the greatest shooter.
Shooter.
Period. He's the
We're
best
I
talking about
agree.
shooter.
scores. It's Katie
Period.
and Melo. Like
Talking
Katie
about
and Melo
score,
are the.
I don't.
yeah, yeah,
Here's what I used to
yeah.
say. You know, it's funny because I argue about this
I
all the
like about
time.
LeBron. I'm not, no. What I like about LeBron is the fact that LeBron it's his all around game when it comes to the
Bro,
post ups and everything else. But the thing is, LeBron cannot score the way KD can. He can't.
but it doesn't
Like
matter how you can
let's
score,
just keep
bro.
it a buck. Let's just keep
LeBron
it
can
a
score.
buck.
He
LeBron
can't. It
cannot
don't.
score the way
I
KD.
argue about this. I argue like this all the time with everybody.
LeBron is not.
Hey,
LeBron is
so all
not.
right. So let me ask you. So let me
LeBron
ask you. So why is
is
there
not putting
total
the
points?
ball on the floor,
No. Listen. Listen.
crossing back
Listen.
up, and
It
going.
does. He
LeBron is
might
not
not, but he. It
do.
don't matter. Points is points. It don't matter how he scores.
He is
So
the
why?
greatest
Look.
scorer
You
to
say
ever
no.
grace
No.
the basketball
People
court,
get
bro.
overshadowed because LeBron is great at everything. So
He's
people
not.
get overshadowed of his scoring. So why is the
You're not
total points
overshadowing.
this?
You're not
So why is the
overshadowing.
total points so
You're not
far?
overshadowing LeBron's greatness, bro. LeBron
No,
is
I'm talking about you
always
overshadowing his scoring because he can do everything great. Everybody overshadows scoring. Why is the points, the all points so far? Why is it KD is like I don't even think he's top 10 or top 20 in all
bro.
time scoring.
Bro, look you. You're asking for LeBron to be a defensive player, facilitator, or scorer. You're asking him to be the all around. You're asking
Hmm.
him to be the ultimate 2K player.
And
That's
he is.
what
And
LeBron
he
to be.
and
And,
yes.
and I'm
That's
not
what
taking.
he is.
And
He's the
I'm not
ultimate
taking
creative
anything
player,
from
bro.
and I'm not taking anything
Don't make
from
me
him.
get
But
back into this.
when it comes to actual scoring, when it comes to wherever I could get to any spot on the floor, any spot, and it doesn't matter who's guarding me, I am going to score. That is KD.
That's
KD is the
KD. I give you
greatest
that.
That's
I give
that's
you that.
true. Yes.
It don't matter
all
who
right,
you put
all
It
on
right,
don't
KD.
matter. But me, my
but
thing is, it
you're
don't
telling me
matter how you score. You score. KD is not even top 25 all time. Do you think
KD's
KD?
gonna
All right.
get
Do
there.
you think KD? Do you think he's better than Ray
Yes.
Allen? Is
KD's
he a
gonna
better
get there.
scorer than Ray Allen? Is he
KD's
a
gonna
better
get
score?
there.
Is he a better scorer
Yes.
than Ray Allen?
KD's gonna get there.
Is he a better
KD
scorer than
averages
Ray Allen?
40 points a game.
Yes.
Is he a better scorer
Yes.
than
Ray
All right,
Allen.
look, is he?
Ray,
All right. What's
at
a
the
better
KD,
beginning
scorer
of
than
Ray
Ray
Allen's
Allen?
career, no, wait, hold on. At the beginning of Ray Allen's career, Ray Allen was an all-around player. Like Ray Allen was an all-around
Ray
scorer.
Allen
He didn't
developed
turn
a
into that shooter like Steph, like spot up shooter. Like you
yeah.
put Ray Allen was a gadget at the end of his career. Like Ray Allen was a weapon
He
behind the
didn't
3 point
become
line. But
he
at the
didn't become
beginning of his career, especially at UConn, he was a scorer, bro. Like he was
he was jamming on people, he
Uh,
was dunking on people, all that.
exactly. He was like Tracy. He was like Tracy McGrady. But
and he has. I'm looking at the all-time scorer,
KD, I would never put Ray Allen in the same category as
but
KD
he's
when it
ahead
comes to
of him.
scoring.
That's what
You're
I'm
looking at
saying.
numbers. I'm not looking at
Yes,
numbers.
that's what
I'm
I'm
talking
talking
about an
No,
about.
I'm looking
all-around
at pure
scorer.
talent.
I'm
I'm
talking
talking
about a
about pure
player.
wherever
That's
you could get
LeBron,
to.
bro.
It's the eye test, bro. It's the eye
It's
test.
the
You
eye
look
test.
Yeah,
at
I'm
definitely
talking
the eye
about.
test.
you
Yeah,
look at
definitely.
any way
Kevin
he
Durant, and
gets
then on
close to
top
the
of that
floor,
too,
bro, he
Kevin
can
Durant
score.
too. The thing about Kevin Durant, he can definitely score. I'm not saying he can't, but the thing about Kevin Durant, he has been. First of all, he only really been hurt 1 year of his whole career. Am I right or am I left? He's only
So
really been hurt 1 year.
2 years, 2 years.
Him and LeBron,
He played for
what's
2
2 years?
years.
Not said
He
hurt
didn't
for
play.
2 years. He only been hurt that it was like one full year of being hurt. It
Oh, you're
was
talking
like
about
last year.
he was out the whole year? Nah. He's
Yeah,
been hurt. He's been hurt. He tore his meniscus.
I'm
He
talking
tore his
about hurt,
meniscus.
like a year, missing a long period of time. I'm talking about
Okay, but that
not
was with the
injured.
Achilles. That was with the Achilles.
Hmm. He is so far behind LeBron in points. I used to argue with people. I used to be like,
Yo,
oh,
bro. He
LeBron. I used to be
averages
like,
average
I used to be like,
his
oh,
personal
LeBron is
average is
better than
what
Kobe.
29 and change. He averages 30 points a game, bro. That's his
Okay.
career
So who's
average.
a all right, so
His
who's a better scorer?
career average.
So who's a better scorer, KD or James Harden?
KD.
So I think James Harden averaged more than
They're
him.
up there. The Harden is.
Yeah, I think yeah. Nobody
Put him
say
up
that
there too.
because James Harden is up
Harden
there too.
What I would give to Harden is the craftiest player I've ever seen in my life.
Harden
He's
is the best.
scoring.
Harden is the best ISO player
yes,
ever.
yes,
Like
yes.
one
And
on
if
one
it
on
was
an
Melo,
island. Like
if
if
it
you
wasn't
put
for
him
Melo,
one on
yeah,
one on an island with like
it was
Harden is
Melo,
the best
but
one on
now
one
it's
player.
Harden. Melo used to be the greatest ISO player that I've ever seen. Now it's Harden. Harden, you put him in an isolation, he is scoring on you. He's either going to score on you, or he's going to draw a foul.
That's a fact.
But KD can not only
All right.
put you in ISO,
All
not
right, so
only
let me ask you a
KD
question.
put you in ISO, KD can drain a three, triple defended. KD can get to any spot on the floor, raise
So let
up
me
and
ask you a
shoot.
question.
KD
So
is
let
the
me ask you a
greatest
question.
scorer
let me
to
ask you a
ever
question.
face this game. Go
Let me
ahead.
ask you a question. If
Mhm.
me and you, we professional basketball players, right?
Mm.
And all I can do is I can dribble and dunk. I'm a super slasher, and I average 35 a game, right?
Are
But
you
you can shoot,
you
you can
prefer
do free throws, you can dunk, you can do whatever
Giannis?
you want, and you average 25. Who's a better scorer? You can score in multiple different ways, but you average 25. I only do one thing and average 35.
Give me player comps. Give me player comps.
No,
Like,
I'm asking you straight up.
let's
I'm
not,
just talking about me and you.
but
Straight
let's
up.
not
Or
try
Trey.
to give me player comps.
I'm talking straight up. I'm not saying no player comp. I'm talking about me and you. I'm a one-trick pony, and I average 35. You can score any way you want, and you average 25. Who's a better scorer? You a better scorer because you can score multiple different ways.
It depends. It depends on what you're asking me. If the one-trick pony, you're
can
referring
literally
to is
slash.
only scoring, then I would give it
slash. I can literally
slash.
slash.
And
That's
that's
all I
Giannis.
can do.
You're talking about
I'm
Giannis.
not saying any players. I'm talking about me and you. All I can do is dribble and slash. You can score every different way. You can post up. You can shoot threes. You can lay up. You can dunk on people. But I average 35. You average 25. Who's a better scorer? You? Because you can score multiple different ways, or me because I score.
My thing is, I don't know what you're really asking me because at the end of the day,
but even if LeBron wasn't the all-around player, listen. But even if LeBron wasn't the all-around player that he is, he still wouldn't be a better scorer than KD. I still wouldn't.
Why?
He can't shoot the three better than KD. He cannot shoot the three better than KD.
He cannot.
He's not. He can't get to.
He can't shoot the mid-range better than KD.
If it wasn't for LeBron's frame, he wouldn't be.
I don't like that comparison because if it wasn't for Steph Curry's jump shot, he wouldn't be. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm saying no. I'm saying like all craftiness off the dribble. If it wasn't for his frame, he wouldn't be able to get to the basket as easy as he can. KD is crafty and can get to the rim whenever he wants, just like Giannis. Like there's only
the same thing with KD's frame. You could say that KD is 7 foot and can shoot. Like if it wasn't for his frame,
right? But he's built like this. But he can still get to the basket.
He's strong.
I would say
all right.
He's linky, guys. He's linky, and he can go over the top of people.
Let's bring it in.
That's
We're little.
KD.
I'm just saying, bro.
We're gonna have to.
We're gonna revisit this, bro.
I'm gonna close the argument. I'm gonna say this. I used to say when I used to compare LeBron to Kobe, I used to say Kobe's only a better scorer, this and that. But I thought about it. No, he's not. It don't matter how LeBron scores, he gets it done. He's been getting it done. You can say he's a better shooter, but as a scorer, the numbers it's not even close.
We're gonna revisit this at another time.
LeBron also got 4 years on KD. He also got 4 years off.
We're gonna bring this back. We're gonna bring this back. This is a topic that we're definitely gonna have to revisit. But let's go ahead and move on. Before we move on, go ahead and give me up. Well, Troy, you said that you have the Nets winning the very next game. EG, what do you have?
I have the Nets winning the next game. It's a possibility because they are home.
I don't need possibilities.
I'm saying I have the Nets. I have KD going crazy and closing it out.
All right, cool. So we all are on a consensus that the Nets will be advancing, and so if they advance,
Clippers in 6
finals.
Clippers in 6.
Oh, we're not talking about Eastern Conference Finals. We still have the Hawks and the Sixers. So just before we go into this, just to give a little bit of context, the Sixers could have went up 3-1. They could have really put this series into a real bind and been in a position to close this series out. But they took their foot off the gas. They let Embiid stay in the game a little bit too long. Atlanta rallied behind a magical moment from Trae Young. What was it? It was I believe he had 18 assists and like 30-something points. What do you guys feel about this matchup between the Sixers?
Shout out to my boy
I
Trae.
said it last episode. I told you my two teams that I don't trust. There's two teams that I don't trust in the NBA. The Bucks and the Sixers. Like you said, the Sixers took their foot off the gas. They don't have that dog mentality. If you're the better team, you're supposed to handle yourself like the better team and not make this a series. Close it out. With or without a healthy Embiid, you're still the better team. You know what I'm saying? They just, you know what I'm saying? So they're just allowing this to get to the point where the Hawks really might squeak by them. And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
The Hawks a lot of confidence.
Trust them.
Give the Hawks a lot of confidence.
I don't think they took their foot off the gas. I think they put their foot on the glass, and that's Joel Embiid's bones and body. Let me talk to you about. Let me get up close. Let me talk to you about Joel in need of health. This boy is so fragile, bro. Him and Mike Vick, I think, is made out of the same thing. They kill me. Joel, he kills me. Every time
So
he goes
much
to
talent,
dunk,
so much
bro,
talent, but so injury
he
prone.
lays on the floor for so long. And I said, without Joel Embiid, the Sixers are dirt, bro. Outside of him, every single person on there, maybe not Seth Curry, is inconsistent as hell. And Tobias Harris, talented, inconsistent as
I agree
hell.
with you.
Danny Green, he don't remember. He pushed himself out the lineup. Who knows where he's at?
No,
Ben
he's
Simmons,
injured. He's injured right now. He injured himself game one.
but he was a bum
He's
even
done.
before he was injured. Ben Simmons has a baby on him. Like Trae Young is don't play defense and is small as
Yo,
hell. And
Meek was
he's
like, if
it
you
don't
see the
make
video of
sense,
Meek,
bro.
like take advantage of him. Take
Yeah.
advantage of him. Because he, like, you're right, he got a
It
baby
don't
on you.
even
Take
make
advantage
sense,
of him.
bro. He don't play defense and he's undersized. And you are an oversized point guard. And it's over, bro. Atlanta is a whole bunch of young, hungry John Collins. You see Ben Simmons fouled John Collins hard and tapped him like my bad, my bad. Like, bro, we should have been we're not dog mentality, bro. Like
Right.
obviously we know you ain't doing it on purpose. Don't let him know that. Like let him know after the game. You know what I'm saying? Stop. He said,
You
my
think
bad. John Collins went on the smoke. My bad. They just soft, bro. And then Doc Rivers, I would definitely know. This is what he do. This is what he does, bro. He has
Man.
a very elite team, and then somehow becomes beyond average in the playoffs and lose series.
I feel like before you get into it, Lou,
Nah,
I agree
go
with
ahead.
you 100%. I agree with you 100%, Les, because it's like this Sixers team. When they hired Doc, I didn't see no difference. This is the same Sixers team from years past. Like they're still soft. They're still the same. They're a little bit better defensively because of Doc. You know what I'm saying? But they still have that same mentality. They're still soft in the head, and that's why they don't move the needle for me. That's why I don't trust them. It's showing right now. It's showing. I agree with you.
I think what it really comes down to is Embiid's health, like EG alluded to. My thing is, you're up damn near 20 points. Why is Embiid still in the game? This is me and X just had this conversation. Like literally, we just had this conversation not even like 3 hours ago, bro. Embiid is still in the game, and you're up 20 points. And then on top of that, you leave him in the game. Third third and fourth quarter, he goes over 12. Over 12. Why? As soon as he went over 5, I'm benching you. I'm putting in somebody else, and I'm gonna give you rest. We're up 20. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. Over 12, you're hurting me, bro.
He killed my ticket.
That's one. 2, you have Dybul, who just made all-team defensive team. He made second all-defensive team. He's a great defender. Why isn't Dybul in the game at critical moments?
He was at the end. He was in at the end.
Ben Simmons. I need him. Put Embiid on the bench. Put Dybul in. You're up 20 points. Protect your lead. This is what I'm getting to. This is all on Doc. I don't care if you're a superstar. I don't care if Embiid is he's an MVP ballot. I don't care. You're on the bench. You're gonna get rest, and I need you for the next game. Embiid looked tired. He looked hobbled. He was jogging up the floor. First of all, he has a tear in his meniscus. Is it his meniscus? Is it the ACL? Whatever it is. It's a tear in the, it's a tear.
He said it's my meniscus. I thought you had Stephen A. Smith on the left of you.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you're up 20 points. Bench your star. Let him get his rest. If you need him to come back in, at least he has his rest and he's well rested to come back into the game and try to close it out if you need him to. This is all on Doc. I don't put any of the blame on any of the other players. I put this solely on Doc. I mean, yeah, you could put some of the blame on Embiid. 0 for 12. Wasn't even getting to the line. His first make was from the line. He didn't get to the line until the fourth quarter. That means that he went like 15 minutes without scoring and then finally got to the line in the fourth quarter. That's unacceptable.
That's true.
This is all on Doc.
Because Doc chokes. Like, Doc chokes in the biggest matches. Like,
Doc. Troy, what I always say, it always comes down to coaching. So
it's a mix. You got a soft team with a coach that's known for choking in the biggest moments, and it's just not a bad. It's just not a good mix.
All around, bad juju all around. So at the end of the day, they gave the Hawks so much confidence that going into Game 5
that they didn't need. The Hawks already had confidence.
They're hungry. They're hungry. They're hungry.
Fact.
They're hungry. They
young.
want to. They don't want to go home. They want to play.
They
They want
hungry
to play.
and they young. No pun
Trey
intended.
Young told Nate, hey, I don't care about my shoulder. I'm still going out there. And what did he do?
My son, he threw the KT tape on, and he did what he had to do.
That's it.
When it really comes down to it, the Hawks have so much momentum right now that I feel sorry for these Sixers. If you look at the landscape of the NBA right now, and you look at these teams that's in the playoffs, all these young guys are hungry. They want to take out the old guard. They are knocking on the door.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
If the Hawks squeak by the Sixers, oh my gosh, bro, it is going to be. It's going to be crazy.
The brooms are gonna come out.
I want to hear you say something wild. I want to hear you say something
no,
wild.
they're gonna walk into a brick wall because they're gonna have to go against the Nets. And
I will say though, one thing I will say with the Nets,
bro.
I will say if they get by, which I believe they will, and they play the Nets, I don't think it's going to be as big as an ass whooping as we think it will be, because there'll be an offensive shootout because neither of them play defense, and they got more. Their roster is probably the Nets right now, like you know what I'm saying, just KD, Kyrie being hurt and Harden being injured. But right now they have the better roster of healthy players.
I think by the time they collide, Kyrie will be a little bit healthier. Harden will definitely be a little bit healthier. You know what I'm saying? So
them ankle sprains can linger though.
They do. They definitely
spring.
They definitely.
And in Kyrie's game, who's shifty and left and right, and I don't know. But if Harden is there, that's a whole different story.
I mean, if there was one injury I battled my whole basketball career, it's definitely been ankle. So that shit is just.
The thing is with Harden, he could play a lot of off the ball. He doesn't have to get into a whole lot of ISO situations. He doesn't have to handle the ball because Harden is your point guard. So when Harden is in the game, it frees up Kyrie. Kyrie could literally rest both on defense because he doesn't play defense, and he could rest on offense because he's waiting for Harden. You know, Harden makes that offense go.
Yeah, so, but he still has to cut.
No, I agree.
Cut left and right,
still has to cut.
Like
and
then like by fourth quarter, the ankle will swell up, and like I remember I sprained my ankle. I caught an interception, and I came down on my ankle like I caught an interception. I landed like on the side of my ankle and it rolled instantly. I heard it like pop instantly, and out of instinct, I juked somebody. Like I juked the receiver trying to get me, so I juked him, and right after I juked him, it was over, bro. I just went down. I put the ball down. I hobbled off. I still played like a nut, but then I got home and I couldn't walk.
If there was one injury I've always battled, like thank God I've never had a serious injury, like a serious tissue injury, like a hamstring, an ACL, like none of that. I didn't break any bones, but rolling an ankle, exactly how Kyrie did, coming down on somebody's foot is the worst injury ever, especially as a basketball player, besides the ACL. But it's definitely time after time.
I think for me, the worst
injury. Tie that shoelace tight back in the game.
When
you're a professional athlete,
you get those back spasms.
Yeah, back spasms. Yeah, that's my
back spasms is different.
So and I have scoliosis, so like when they happen, like it happens, bro. Like I feel it. And them playing baseball, I need the full So like so the ankle and the back is probably the two worst injuries basically to have.
Back back is the hardest thing to play through for me.
No,
a back injury in life, is just terrible.
You can't hold mobility.
You can't play. You could barely get out of bed with a back injury.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we feel with this series? How do y'all feel about this series? Is the Hawks win this series? Is the Sixers gonna what's gonna happen?
I think Hawks gonna finish it off. I feel like they smell it. I think Embiid is either hurt. Or I don't think Embiid's gonna be healthy, and Capella gonna be all over that. If Embiid is not 100% healthy, he's not eating up Capella, and he has been. But if he's not 100% healthy, he could barely get up the floor last night. So I feel like the Hawks smell blood in the water, and they're gonna jump on that. Pounce on
How many games? Call it out.
What is
it? Tied 2-2 right now. They tied 2-2. It's a best of 3. How many games?
I see. Maybe Hawks in 6. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
Hawks in 6.
Troy,
call it 7. I got Hawks in 7. I got Hawks in 7. And that's a stretch. That's a stretch. I really don't trust the Sixers. I really don't trust the Sixers. So for them to get it to 7 would be a stretch, but they're not making it out this series, bro.
No, I believe 7. I believe 7 because I feel like the Hawks gonna win next game, and then Embiid will be healthy enough to win another game. So I believe 7.
Okay, so EG says 7. Troy says 7, favoring the Hawks. I say 7, favoring the Sixers. My theory is.
You want your final prediction to be right. That's what it is.
Well, it's not even that. It's not even that. I feel that Doc may be able to get out his slump and finally coach in the playoffs. That's my thing. Maybe he could get his head right and feed these guys the energy that they need.
Bro, if it hasn't happened yet, it's not going to happen in Game 7.
Anything can happen.
He's not going to magically,
it's the fucking Catalina wine mixer. Like, anything can fucking happen. Look. Moving on.
Shout out to Step Brothers.
Moving on. So have our finals predictions changed? Have they changed at all? Troy, you had the Clippers and you had the Clippers and the Nets.
The Clippers and the Heat. You had the Clippers.
I had the Heat.
He had the Heat, but then he changed when the Heat got swept.
I said whoever made it out the East was taking it.
Okay, but you have to make it to the finals. You still have the Clippers and the Nets.
No, I have the Suns and the Nets now.
My boy.
All right,
EG, what you got? What you got, baby? Finals predictions. Clippers. I know, we know Clippers. But who's playing the Clippers in the finals?
The Nets. Still, I still have the Nets and Clippers.
Okay.
6.
I have the Suns and Nets as well. I believe that the Suns have everything to take out the Clippers. But we're not going to go into it because we're going to go into a rabbit hole that EG is going to try to defend his team, and we're not going to get to that.
You know what I'm saying?
Anyways.
The Suns I want to throw it out there with the Suns.
Go ahead.
Suns was, real quick, growing up, like watching the NBA, when I started growing up, my favorite team was the Nets. I was just jumping on the bandwagon. Jason Kidd, Kyrie Kittles, Richard Jefferson. NBA Live.
Troy, you remember NBA Live when we used to play?
I just love Jason Kidd. I love Jason Kidd. But as I got older and I got into my own and I actually watched like all NBA, I fell in love with the Nets. Excuse me. I fell in love with the Suns. I'm a Steve Nash and LeBron is my favorite players of all time. I fell in love with the Suns so much. They killed me when they smoked the whole franchise.
They changed the game. They changed the game of basketball.
The roster they destroyed. When I tell you they destroyed the roster so fast, I was so mad. I said, I cannot be a fan of this team anymore. And then I just ventured out and became a Clippers fan in 2012.
James Jones, who's not only a Heat alum, got a ring with the Heat. 2 rings. Well, he went to the finals twice. Got a ring with the Heat. LeBron brought him to Cleveland. He got a ring with Cleveland. James Jones is a brilliant basketball mind. He is the GM over in Phoenix, and
I had a lot of threes with him.
He's put together. If he doesn't get GM of the year, I don't know who else should.
I had a lot of threes with him in 2K.
Moving on. Does the Mavs need a coaching change, or do they need to shake up this roster to maximize Luka's talents?
Right before you answer, Troy, let's breeze through these real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a few topics and we've been here for a little while. But I guess I'm gonna answer now. No, I don't believe they need a coaching change. I really think Rick Carlisle, that's the name, right? I really think he's a brilliant basketball mind. I really like his thingy. They just need to get rid of Porzingis or do something else with him, and they need another star, either whether it's getting rid of Porzingis or getting him more involved. So yeah.
Troy, I'm not gonna let you slide with that. You say you really like Rick Carlisle's thingy. We're not gonna let that slide. But I do think I agree with you. Rick Carlisle's a great coach. He's one of the top 5 coaches in the NBA. Do not get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? You absolutely do what you can. And Mark Cuban's not stupid. Mark Cuban already went on record owner. You know what I'm saying?
Mark Cuban already went on record and saying, "I'm not looking for a coaching change. The grass is not always greener on the other side. I'm sticking with Rick."
Let me get to that.
You know the vibe.
He's a top 3. He's a top 3 owner. He already knows. You have to maximize the talent around your star player. Luka is, besides at the free throw line, Luka is different. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen a player like him that can't hit a free throw. But
yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? What? LeBron wasn't 47%.
Maybe LeBron.
That's
Maybe
what I'm
Like,
saying.
LeBron.
that's
I've
different.
never
Like
seen a
LeBron.
shooter.
there's
Yeah,
centers that
I've never
shoot
seen
better
it.
free
Yeah,
throws. Like that's crazy. But Luca, and now it seems like they're worried about his future long term in Dallas and all. You know what I'm saying? All the storylines in the media always hyping shit up. But you definitely got to maximize the talent around him. If there's one team that can do it, it's Dallas. But you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that. They did it with Dirk. You have to do it for Luca.
I'm gonna
okay.
piggyback on both of you guys. Get rid of Porzingis. Get
It's
some
hard.
get
They
some
tied into his
playmaking around.
contract.
Oh, you know what you need? You need to surround Luca with shooters. Surround Luca
Yeah.
with shooters, and the Mavs will probably be one of the best offenses in the league because Luca could score,
Mm-hmm.
he could dish the ball, and he could get into the paint and he could dish it out. So
Porzingis,
surround him with
they are
shooters.
tied
That's all
in.
you
He
got
has
to
like
do.
$100 million contract. That's the only thing though. They are tied into his contract.
Ah man.
That's the biggest
Ah.
thing.
But that's their fault. That's their fault.
It is their fault. Yeah.
They traded for him. They maxed him out, and now you're stuck with him, and you got to figure out a way. Your only
To get
other way
more
is to
bomb, bro.
buy him out, or trade him. Find a
Or
trade
get
partner.
a man. You get a nice assistant coach who has a great history of getting big men. Because Porzingis plays like he's 6'5". Like he just want to shoot. He don't play like he's 7 whatever he is, like 7'2".
Yeah.
He just want to shoot, and you just got to get him right. You got to get him. You got to unlock all aspects of his game. He
They
said he
tried.
felt
The
like
Knicks couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. I
it's
mean,
the
it's
Knicks
time
though.
to.
The Knicks couldn't do
At
it with a
some
lot.
time,
If you go down the list,
I get it, but at some
the
point, it's like you have what you have. You know what I'm saying? This is you are what you
I
are.
mean, yeah, you are what you are. Yeah.
But
All right.
what I'm
So
saying is
moving
that that
on.
100 million they invested in them, so they have no choice now but to.
No, that's a
You know what I'm
fact. That's a
saying?
fact.
Okay, I get you. So moving on, we got Booker versus Mitchell. Which one are you taking right now?
You said
Who
who?
would you
Luka
take
Mitchell?
if you were starting off with a team and you could only pick one of those two? Those are your first two
Mm-hmm.
picks. Who are you taking, Booker or Mitchell?
Oh, Booker.
Yeah, Devin Booker
Man,
or Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell's a dog, bro. He's the next Dwayne Wade. He's the next Dwayne Wade. Devin Booker any day.
Devin Booker is the next Kobe. I'm telling you.
Any day. Donovan Mitchell's a dog. Devin Booker any day.
I mean, I go ahead, Trey. Go ahead, Trey.
You know, D
No,
Wade is my.
Trey's gonna take D Mitch. He's gonna take D Mitch.
D Wade is. Hey, listen.
Yeah, he's gonna take D
You
Mitch.
can see my
D-Wade is
heart.
cheating.
If you can see my heart, D Wade is in it.
So you see my
if
heart?
you see my heart, D Wade is there. But D Book every day, bro. I'm taking D Book. D Book is different.
I'm taking D Book as well. D Book learned the killer mentality. He learned the Mamba way. If anybody learned the Mamba way, is D Book. D Book took everything that Kobe taught him to heart. And the way that he plays the game is the way that Kobe played the game.
Sure.
When you look at everything that D Book can do on the floor, you look at young Kobe. And the only thing,
gonna go that far, but yeah.
the only difference between a young Kobe and D Book right now is D Book is not as explosive as young Kobe. Young Kobe was trying to dunk on every single.
He's more comparable to older Kobe to me.
Yeah, but you got to understand where D Book actually started learning from Kobe. When he started learning from Kobe, this was right before the Achilles injury. Then when the Achilles injury happened, he was rehabbing with Kobe. Like when Kobe was going through his rehab, he was with him. Every summer he was working out with Kobe. He spent
Kyrie was there too, though. Kyrie was there too. So I would put Kyrie there and then D Book because you could see a lot of Kyrie's and Kobe. You can see a lot of Kobe's game and Kyrie more than the fadeaway. Yes. Kyrie's fadeaway, and Kyrie's only 6'1". Kyrie's only 6'1". Give or take. For him to have the fadeaway that Kobe has is different. It's different. His fadeaway, his little spin, his little elevation, his craftiness. Nah, that is. There's more Kobe and Kyrie than it is D Book, bro.
I think mentality wise,
I
don't agree with that either.
Only because if you're talking about technique, yes. Kyrie,
I'm talking about technique. I'm not talking mentality, but Kyrie still has that dog mentality too.
I think more mentality though. Is more
Devin Booker has the Mamba mentality. Devin Booker wants to close out. Like if you what was it? Game 2? No, not even game 2. Game 1. Game 1, they did the little the TNT did the EFX and they went to the little huddle and D Book said, "We're gonna go out there. They just got off a series. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna punch him in the mouth and we're gonna sit on the bench for the rest of this quarter." If that's not Kobe, I don't know what is. D-Book has the mentality.
Kyrie has that same
My thing is,
mentality, bro.
Kyrie doesn't have that
Kyrie
mentality.
has that same mentality. He's not as vocal with it,
hold
but
on,
he
hold on.
has
Can I,
that
can I get
same
my input? Can I get
mentality.
my input?
You can see it
Can I
in
get
his
my
game.
yo?
You can
Can I
see
get
it
my
in
input? Can I
Kyrie's
get my
game,
input?
bro.
Look. I think me personally, I think Devin Booker has a more comparable game to Kobe, like older Kobe though, with the fadeaways, the middies, the you know what I'm saying. But
It's
mentality
not as
wise, I feel
smooth.
like that's Kyrie.
Kyrie's just
It's
more
not as
smooth with it.
no, but
When you see,
Kyrie dances and Kobe didn't do all that dancing and everything. Kobe was more of a technician and all that. Kyrie is more of a technician, breaking you down with the dribble move, and
but that's
Kyrie
just
has
been
the more
Kyrie.
mentality. That's what I'm saying.
That's
His
just been
game.
Kyrie.
No, I'm saying his game is different from Kobe's, but his mentality is more similar to Kobe's. While I think Devin Booker's game is more similar to Kobe, but his mentality, I mean, his mentality is cool, but I wouldn't look at his mentality and think Kobe. Kyrie, I think that.
I hear you. Let's bring it back though, because we just swapped out Kyrie for Mitchell.
Mitchell, yeah.
completely,
That's
Yes,
crazy.
but yes,
completely.
if we're
I
talking
forgot
about
about Donovan Mitchell.
if we're talking about taking Donovan Mitchell or Devin Booker,
It's
I'm gonna
D-Book
take.
every day.
I'm taking D-Book.
It's
I'm taking
D-Book.
D-Book. I am.
Donovan
As
Mitchell's
much
a
as I
dog,
love,
bro.
and I
But
love,
we're not disrespecting D.
dog.
Yeah, D. Mitch
He's a
is
dog.
a.
D. Mitch was left off the All NBA team, bro, and that
Yeah.
was that. How do you do that? D. Mitch not only had a really, really good regular season, but he's been
Bro, at the end of the day, if there's no D. Mitch, we're not talking about Utah. That's it.
not talking.
That's what
We're
I'm
not
saying.
talking.
Like
And I
ever.
So,
moving on.
Like,
Moving
but
on.
one thing I will say, the
What?
one thing I don't, the reason I really picked Devin Booker over Donovan Mitchell, the one thing I don't like about Donovan Mitchell, he's a super volume shooter. Like he has to put up a lot of shots to do a lot of damage. Devin Booker not so much. And until Donovan Mitchell put up 70, he can holler at me. Let's move on.
did did Tom Thibodeau deserve the Coach of the Year award over Monty Williams?
no, let's keep it moving. Nah. Go ahead.
You're right. We spoke about it. You're right. I was about to say I agree 100%. No,
It's
Sid
true.
did the thing. We said it.
I mean,
I don't know if we
I
were recorded when we said it.
We did.
We was recording when we said
had
it.
we had Monty
Yeah, we did. We had
unofficially.
this discussion, but I wanted to actually make it official. Yes or no? Did he deserve the award over Monty?
Not at all.
No.
Okay,
Not
let's
at
go
all.
ahead and move on. We're gonna get to that subject on another day. Let's move on to football. We're gonna move on to football. Finally get to football. Finally get to something. So the college football playoff is being in talks of expanding from the 4 teams to maybe 8 or maybe 16 teams.
12.
12, right? I'm sorry, 12. What do you guys feel? Let's start off with Troy.
Go ahead, Mr. Waybrother.
I've been saying this for years. This excites me, bro, because college football, not a lot of people really watch college football anymore. You know what I'm saying? So because of the their whole college playoff. I mean, it was great when they expanded to 4 teams. You know what I'm saying? And it created a playoff in general. But there's like how many teams? It's like 119, 124 D1
college teams,
FBS teams. Yeah,
how do you even know that?
Yes, exactly. No, because you know what I'm saying. But
that's because all Troy does is play NCAA football.
College football is college football. That atmosphere is different, bro. Like NFL is NFL, but college football, you got the pride, your school pride, and Saturdays and like the tradition, like all of that shit always meant.
Yo, bro.
Yeah, that shit is different. But I always said like you need to have a playoff and expand it. Like give teams. Nobody wants to see Bama and fucking Ohio State in the national title game every year. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to have that Cinderella. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have.
Yeah. What happens if South Carolina would have actually been able to go into the playoffs?
You gotta have that system in place where teams can be a Cinderella. You lose one game. You can have a system in place where you lose one game and you just don't make the national championship game. That doesn't make sense. Create a playoff, and they have a great system in place right now, and it looks like it's going to pass. It's going to be 12 teams, 6 teams, the 6 powerhouse conference winners, and then 6 at-large teams. That's great. That's great for college football, and it's about time. You feel me?
Yeah, for me, I agree 100%. You was close, Statman. Yeah, that's me. It's actually 120. Damn, I just seen it. It was 120. It's 125 D1 schools and
Oh, I said 24.
129.
I said 124.
I think he said 119. Oh, I think he did say 124. I don't even know. But yeah, it's 125, I think D1 and 129 FBS. And yes, I like the college expansion because it's like the same 5 teams that win, bro. It's Bama, it's Clemson, it's Ohio State. Well, maybe not so much. They always there though. And it's LSU
Georgia,
and
Georgia
Georgia,
State
yeah,
in the
and
mix.
Or
LSU.
Notre Dame, and
Oh,
who
Notre
gets
Dame,
smacked
And
in
yeah.
the playoffs. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
independent, yeah,
Smacked in the
independent
playoffs.
throw the ball. But it's like I mean, it's cool, but it's like, oh, which one of the 5 teams is going to win this year? And
Exactly.
one thing about college
Exactly.
it taught me is the more teams, the more games, anything could happen, bro. That one Auburn
Exactly. It's
game,
one game.
that one Auburn game when he had like the kick return to win, anything could happen in college football. And
Yeah.
I like it a lot, man. I like it a lot. I feel like if you're the big dog, you keep whipping ass to remind people you big dog. And sometimes it's always that little David
Yeah.
that knock out Goliath, bro.
In
And that's what I like
college,
to see.
like in college basketball, you got that March Madness. Anything can happen. Upsets.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
big for college football. Like people want to see that. I want to see that too. Like,
Yeah.
Bama.
I agree.
How you go from 12? You go to 12 teams. Bama's number one. They get upset by North Carolina or Georgia Tech or you know what I'm saying. That's dope. It's dope. It's needed.
I agree.
Okay.
Yes.
I definitely I definitely agree. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had a moment. But I definitely agree. I actually think that it should be expanded a little bit more. I think that it should be expanded to 16 teams.
It could.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because when you look at March Madness, you look at everything, and March Madness actually starts off with, what is it, 48 teams, I believe?
62.
64. Okay.
64, my bad.
So,
yeah.
and you're looking at, and those are teams that deserve to be in the dance. They deserve to get their shot.
Mm-hmm.
Football is the same way. There's a lot of teams that deserve to get their shot. You look at South Carolina last year. South Carolina, they upset Georgia. They could have been in the conversation to actually make the CBB last year, but they wasn't able to. Why? Because of the fact that how it's formatted right now. If it's a 16-team format right now, well, guess what? They get to get there and they get to get their shot, and maybe they get to go up against Georgia again. Maybe they get to go up against Clemson, Auburn, Ohio State, Michigan State, Michigan. Why do all these top? I get that these programs, they get the top athletes, they get the 5-star level athletes and everything. But what about these other schools that get 2-3-star 3-star level athletes? But these athletes want to be here. They want to make a name for themselves, and also this gives them a shot to enter into the draft. This gives them a shot to make lucrative money for their families because they actually get to be on national television and get to play in front of thousands of people and thousands of scouts. And now they're in position to actually make a name for themselves to maybe get into the draft. Okay, so maybe they was going to go undrafted. Okay, now they're going to be a 5th or 6th draft pick now. You have these smaller schools that get in there, and it gives these players a field to actually participate on and to showcase their talents.
Yeah,
and
I agree with you.
And
I
two,
agree with you.
it gives us excitement as fans of the sport, as fans of college football. This gives us more to watch. We
Right.
don't just want to watch.
And like I said,
we just want to watch 4 games.
Exactly. And like I said, there's 100. You got 120. What you said, EG? 125 teams.
125,
129,
125.
FBS.
You have every season. You have a top 25 poll, right? You have the top 25 teams in the nation. So there's no reason for you not to
why
give
you can't have 26
those
teams
all 25 teams a legit shot at making the
or 24 teams. Yeah. Why not?
Top 25.
Why not?
Lou, you said South Carolina. South Carolina was not ranked last year, so I don't know what you mean.
It wasn't ranked. It wasn't ranked, but they beat Georgia.
Yeah, but you can't put them in the college playoff just because they.
No, but what I'm saying is it gives lesser schools a chance,
of course,
to participate.
Like a school like Cincinnati.
Because that's what I'm saying. Cincinnati, there's schools that wasn't ranked that still went undefeated last year.
Yeah, but you got a school like Cincinnati that was ranked 6th. That was the highest ever in their program's history.
Yeah,
and they didn't make it.
Shit like that.
They
shout out Brent Selleck. Shout out Justin Kelsey.
I agree. Yo, bro. And
Shout out
the
Brett Salad, shout
way
out
I
Nick
look at
Cap.
it is them expanding it only makes it better. It makes
That's
it
a
better
fact.
for
Goes it with
us
that.
as
Goes it with
fans,
that.
but it also makes it better for the players because they get to showcase their talent, and now maybe they can enter the draft because
True.
you got Alabama. How many players went from Alabama?
Everyone. Everyone.
Come on,
Everyone.
give these other talented kids a shot. That's all
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
that's what bowl games and shit is for. They always
That's
had the
true.
bowl
But I
games
don't want the
before
bowl
people.
game.
But
I
I
get
the
want
what you
bowl game
mean. I
though,
get what you
I
the
mean.
bowl
want to
I
play
games,
get
with
what
yeah,
you
it.
mean,
it's
though.
the thing
I
about
get
the
what you
bowl
mean.
I
You
games
want
is
it to
that
count.
play
You
a
want it to
bracket.
matter.
Give me a
yeah,
bracket. Give me a bracket like you do it with basketball,
Yeah, I
but it's
feel.
football, bro.
yeah.
Like give me a bracket.
And then
Let
yeah,
me go through
and
it.
then
Let me
a bowl game is a showcase a relevant game. Like
it,
you
It's a
rather
fact. But yeah,
showcase it in a relevant game instead of taking
the
that shit
Time Warner
to
Bowl game.
yeah, like you know what I'm
Who the
saying.
fuck
Like
to play for a
it'd
Time
be
Warner
stupid as
trophy?
hell. Yeah, that's why a lot of people don't participate in it
the,
because
the
it doesn't do
Sierra
much,
Mist
and it's
Bowl,
a
like
you can potentially
the
get
Or
hurt
the
quickly
Chiefs
the
with it.
Doodle Bowl
Tostino,
game. Oh,
yo,
nigga, I
the
want a Chiefs
Tostino
Doodle
Pizza
trophy.
Roll Bowl. Like get
Yeah,
out of here with
but
this
it's like
bowl game
if
stuff,
you're
man.
gonna risk injury,
It's a consolation prize. Like
that's what I'm
nah,
saying. If you're gonna risk
give me a
injury,
shot.
you're gonna
Give
risk
me a
injury.
shot.
You might as well risk it for
Give me a
something
shot.
relevant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, so we're all in agreement with that. Moving on, let's go on to the NFL. Julio Jones was just traded to from the Atlanta Falcons
To
to
your
the
team.
Tennessee
To your,
Titans. They don't say
mhm.
my team. I know I'm in
Your
Tennessee
team,
right
bro.
now.
You down there, bro.
My team. I'm
Bro,
still
I
the
can hear
Eagles.
that, bro. I can hear the Tennessee accent. You
Don't
down
don't
there? That's it.
He
don't try me.
said Julio was traded.
I
All right, so
can
Julio
hear the
was traded
accent.
down here, right?
Hmm.
Does this trade make the Titans the team to beat in the AFC?
I'm gonna start it off. PG. Can I? If you don't mind.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
Thank you. Cause I'm gonna keep emotions aside. You know what I'm saying? Because I really wanted Julio, and we talked about this a few episodes ago, and I really thought Bill would do it. You know what I'm saying? I thought Bill, he had me out here looking like a clown. You know what I'm saying?
Look, he froze. He crying too much.
I'm a clown.
Now I was hurt. Does Julio? Does this
Julio
trade make
Does it
Jones
them?
make
with the
them a
Titans.
contender?
Does this trade? Yeah. Does this
No,
make them? No. Not a contender because they're already a contender. Does this make them the team to beat in the AFC?
no. Again, because as long as the Chiefs are in the AFC, there's no team to beat in the AFC besides Kansas City. But do I think he moves the needle for them on offense? Yes. It depends on if they change their offensive philosophy.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's still going to run the ball 25 to 30 times a game. Tannehill's still going to throw the ball 20 times a game. And they still don't have a defense. So, yeah, it looks good on paper. And then you got Julio's injury history. I mean, it could keep him healthy with, their philosophy. But I think he would have did more damage in New England than he does in Tennessee. That's how I feel. That's just how I feel personally.
You saying all biased?
And I'm not being biased. It's just how I feel.
Okay.
EG.
I'm just asking, bro. Me,
EG.
I mean, Julio was on the Falcons last year, and he was clearly not the number one receiver. It was Calvin Ridley, who's been doing his thing. Shout out to Calvin Ridley.
And
Julio is Julio,
and then on
bro.
top of that, Julio was hurt.
He was hurt, but Julio is Julio. And
Julio was
even
elite when he was on the field, though. Yeah, he was still elite.
Julio was still elite, bro. Even last year, when he was on the field a little bit of time, he still had 700 yards,
Exactly.
770 yards.
Exactly.
Bro, his numbers are crazy. Statman, yeah, that's me. I'm going to just run
1,300
down the
yards,
last
like-
couple of years, bro. 771. I'm going to round it off 1,400, 1,700, 1,500, 1,400, 1,900, 1,600.
First player in history.
11,
First player in
like, it's
history.
crazy,
Do that.
bro. His numbers are crazy. And like Troy said, I don't think it makes them a contender because the Chiefs have been a Super Bowl back to back, no Drake.
And they got better. And they got better.
But even outside of anything else, just the fact that they've been to the Super Bowl back to back, they're the team to beat clearly. And they got Uncle Andy. Shout out Uncle Andy. But not making it about the Eagles. Yeah, I feel like their philosophy. I feel like it does. They definitely are now a power team because their biggest thing was AJ Brown did his thing off the play action. But now you got play action, you got double whammies. Like man. I mean, the defense was good and fell off last year, but I feel like their offense could be fire.
The offense could be fired, but they also lost Jonnu Smith. They lost Corey Davis, so they still got Julio.
Corey Davis had a Corey Davis had a good year
but
last year, but
yeah, but
his whole career not
my
really.
thing is who would you rather have, Julio or Corey?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. That's an
Julio.
upgrade. It's
yeah,
an
I
obvious
mean,
upgrade.
it's an
Who would you
obvious
rather
upgrade.
have? Who would you rather have, Julio or Jonathan Smith and Corey?
That's what I'm saying. So I
That's
mean,
Julio.
my thing
Never
is
know.
It
they
opens up it's two different. When you talk about Johnu running up the seam and being an athletic mismatch for a linebacker
No,
up the
no.
seams,
I'm
it's
not gonna shit
different
on.
than having
I'm
Julio
not gonna.
split out wide.
I'm
You
not.
feel
I
me?
I'm not gonna shit on John. I'm not gonna shit
agree.
on John.
I agree with both of you guys. My thing is Julio is still elite. He's Julio. The thing is, the Titans they predicate their whole offense on the run.
Exactly.
Once they establish the run, they go to play
That play
action.
action different.
My thing is Julio does a lot of things, a lot of good things that play action could work well in his favor. Well in his favor. But like Troy alluded to, the Titans don't have a defense. They don't have nearly as many weapons on offense now that they have with Julio that they will have on defense. So you're asking them to go against the Chiefs. You're asking them to go against the Bills. You're asking them to go against these top teams in the AFC that can actually score the ball.
Those new look Patriots.
The Titans don't do well in shootouts. They're not a shootout team. We'll get the lead and we'll run the ball until the clock says zero. That's their game.
Well,
So
go ahead,
when
bro.
you look at it in that aspect, no, the Titans are not. They're not nearly the contenders that they think they are. Do I think that they have everything on offense to move the needle? Yeah, Julio moves the needle for me. He's better than Corey Davis.
Of course.
I'm not going to say he's better than Jonnu Smith because they play two different positions, but yes, he is better than Jonnu Smith because of the position that he plays. But the thing is, they predicate their game on a run game, so it really just goes back to that. No, unless you could beat the Chiefs, and you're going to have to beat them in the regular season and then go into the playoffs to beat them, I don't see it happening. Don't see it happening.
Well,
so no,
let me just step in real quick.
They're not the team to beat in the AFC.
They lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs, but they did beat the Chiefs in the regular season. They put up like 35 points.
They did.
And I will also say
now when it counts,
their defense definitely needs to get better. But because of their style of play, it doesn't need to be elite because they run the ball and drain the clock and keep another player.
But it goes hand in hand. I disagree with that. It goes hand in hand.
No,
you need that defense in order to run the ball. In order to run the ball effectively, you need that defense to help you out and drain that clock. You can't run the ball if you're playing from behind.
I said they need to get better, but I said that they don't have to be elite. By running the ball effectively,
not
elite. They don't have
elite.
to be elite. That's what I'm saying. It was like 28th.
But no, they need to get off the field. They need to get off the field so the run game could do what they do to run out the clock.
No, that's why I said they have to get better. But they don't need to.
But you need a defense to be able to hold a lead for you to run the ball. Is what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But like, all right, but the Eagles, the Eagles defense is mid as hell, but it's good enough that we can, you know what I'm saying. But the offense is garbage. But the defense was good enough to get stopped. They needed to be good enough to get stops. But the way they run their offense, all they have to do is be they have to just be in the middle of the pack, and they can do some damage.
Right. So do we trust the Titans defense to get stops against Pat Mahomes?
No.
Against Josh Allen?
Against the Bills.
The thing is with me is like
against the Steelers, against the Ravens.
I trust them against the Steelers. I trust them against the Steelers.
I trust them against the Browns.
I trust them. Not the Browns. Definitely not the Browns. I don't trust them against us. I don't trust them against us. I feel like everyone sleeps. Everyone sleeps on New England.
My thing is, what I'm saying is, look. What I'm saying is
Miami or New England. Go ahead.
What I'm saying, I forgot what I was saying. Damn. Yeah, there you go. I remember. No, I mean, I don't know because last year they were terrible, and 2019 they were elite. So we'll see what the former New England head coach.
They lost a lot of those defensive players that had them in the status going into last year. So and then going into this year, they lost even more players. So I mean, it's one of those things where it's like it's really gonna come down to what we see in the first couple of weeks because the first couple of weeks is kind of like a telltale of what's gonna come. So how they start and how they finish is really going to be that's going to be their whole season for them. And then going into the playoffs, because once they see the Chiefs, I don't know, bro. You can't play from behind. Can't play from behind.
I mean, the people they lost though, they ain't really. You know what I'm saying? They
Cannot play from behind against the Chiefs, bro. You cannot. You cannot play from behind against the Chiefs. I don't care. I don't care. No, you can't. You can't.
You can't play from ahead against the Chiefs. You can't play from ahead against the Chiefs.
Not when your whole game is predicated on the run. You cannot play from
the Chiefs.
That play action
Chiefs are dangerous.
That play action's nothing.
Yes,
if you're behind.
But the Chiefs, are we still not sure about the Chiefs O-line? I don't care who they added. They still need cohesiveness. The number, like, names don't matter to me. That shit, it showed me 2012 with the Eagles. Names don't matter. Dream team, it don't matter. They have a whole new, brand new O-line.
I got Pat Mahomes.
I mean, they had Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, and look what happened with no O-line. He was there. Pat Mahomes was there. He was in attendance.
He was there.
He was there. You know what I'm saying, like, they O-line still need cohesiveness. I don't care who's on it. Kyle Long and all the people, because they added some names on it. They definitely added some names, but
the Chiefs,
that O-line, yeah,
the Chiefs on paper, the Chiefs have a top 5 O-line.
Yeah, on paper, but on paper, the Eagles had Vince Young. We had the Dream Team in 2012.
But it's different. I mean, when you're talking about O-lines, usually it translates. You know what I'm saying? When you sign these flashy names and skills positions, it doesn't translate. When you sign this flashy O-line, all the time, it usually translates. The Cowboys, they always had a flashy O-line. It translated. They had one of the top O-lines.
They didn't sign
the
them.
Patriots, when they had that.
The Giants, remember, they signed the former Patriot.
No. But that didn't move the needle for me because we let him go. We let him go for a reason.
Yeah, but you saying that
let them overpay him for a reason. And I knew that was as a Pats fan. They sold him. We knew. I knew that.
But you're a Pats fan. You knew that. But to Giants fans, a Patriots.
But Tooney is still in his prime. Tooney is still in his prime. The Chiefs got Tooney now.
Yeah, but they got Kyle Long, who's been gone for like a year and a half. He retired or whatever the hell he stepped away from the game for a year from the Bears. They have
he retired from the Bears because they wouldn't let him out of his contract.
But he's been out of the game for like a year and a half. They have who the hell's man, I feel like the NFL. It's been a while. So
they picked up Brown. They picked up Orlando Brown.
Orlando Brown. Elite. But he's going to a different position from what he played on Baltimore.
He's still an athlete.
He's at left tackle. He's at the left tackle.
He's still an athlete.
He's at the left tackle.
But he was a right tackle in Baltimore.
No.
He wanted to be a right tackle.
No, he was a right guard. He was a right guard in Baltimore. But he moved over to the left tackle. He moved over to the left tackle and became an all-pro at the left tackle. But then moved back to right guard because whatchamacallit went down or whatever. And he was like, I did so well here. I wanna stay here.
And he was still elite.
But I think he's definitely elite. But at the same time, you still need cohesiveness.
No,
that's number one.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I don't go by names anymore.
They're gonna get that as the season goes on. They're gonna gel. As the season goes on, they gel.
I believe so, but I still tell this question.
That has nothing.
We still need to know.
That's just that's a flap in the palm, bro. That's not gonna.
And then you have a coach, and then you have a great coach, Andy Reid, who's gonna make it all come together. Exactly. He's gonna make it come together. So
exactly. All right.
So a question mark.
Going into our last topic, we're gonna switch it over to baseball. MLB pitches.
Shout out to them because they made my pitchers because they made my ticket hit tonight.
MLB pitches are being so just to get everything in context because EG doesn't watch baseball.
Bro, stop throwing this out there. I watch a lot of baseball, man. I say this every episode, bro. Just go. I'm not saying
you don't watch baseball.
I'm not saying you don't watch baseball. I'm saying you don't watch it like we do. Like you don't watch it. You don't watch it for the pure enjoyment.
You don't know it like we do.
Yeah, you're just watching it. You're watching it for the show. You're not watching it.
I watch it for my ticket. I watch it for my ticket.
Yeah, you know.
Ask the question.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's what you watch it for sometimes.
You're not watching it because it brings you joy. Like you're watching it because I need to bet on these dudes.
A lot of people, baseball fans, don't even watch it because it brings them joy sometimes.
And the money brings me joy. But go ahead, bro.
MLB pitches. Go into context. So the commissioner, Manfred, he just posted it today that if any banned substances on pitchers are found, it will be a 10-game suspension with pay.
10 day.
10 day. I'm sorry, 10 day suspension with pay. So Tyler Glasnow just got injured. He has a partial UCL tear.
Rays, right?
Yeah, off the Rays. It's a partial use, and mind you, he's in the running for the ACL for the American League Cy Young. He's in the running for it.
Mm-hmm.
He has a partial tore or UCL, and he may need Tommy John surgery. The only thing that's keeping him from getting the surgery is they feel like he could rehab and be back by the time the playoffs actually start. The Rays actually have the best record in baseball right now, and losing him, that's their ace, is a huge blow. He went on record saying that the reason why he got injured is because he's not allowed to use the substances that he's been using. So he already has confirmed that he's been using substances. A lot of other pitchers have been saying that it's either they haven't ever used the substance, or it's an old tradition or whatever, and batters actually feel safer with pitchers using substances because of the fact that it helps with their actual pitch. So they don't have wild pitches or hit the batters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It helps with control. Spin rate has been up astronomically this year. So spin rate is basically when you use foreign substance, you get it on your fingers. The spin rate is what I walk a break.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Bauer, who just got signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers. His spin rate went up 300%. 300% this year alone. He won the Cy Young last year. Signed with the Dodgers. He almost was a Met. Signed with the Dodgers instead. Spin rate went up 300%. Since this ban went up, spin rates have been down. The only one that has been, his spin rate has been straight and narrow is Jacob deGrom. The Mets have come out and say that he has best pitch in baseball. Every Met player, every Met organizational member has come out and said that Jacob deGrom doesn't need to use because he's just so phenomenal.
So what's the question?
Hey, right, I wait for this. I'm waiting for the question.
So, do you feel that the MLB should ban these substances, and should they be suspended for using these substances? Especially in the fact that the Astros wasn't even suspended for cheating during the playoffs and the World Series. They wasn't suspended.
The managers got
I'm gonna just say, you see how crazy it is how we talk about baseball and pitchers using substances to help with their pitching and all of this, but everyone wants to crucify and put my man on the cross.
Larry Bonds.
And you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about Tom Brady. If he wanted to deflate a fucking football and get grip on it, you know what I'm saying? Like that was gonna, like you still have to play defense. I'm not gonna get into it, but listen, it was gonna affect a 40-0 blowout. But listen, anyway,
it's because I got a history. You know
what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's not like, oh, he's a cheater. They're cheaters. Listen, in football, there's no cheating, bro. I'm just getting into that. In football, there's no cheating because you still have to execute. It's not like he deflated the football and he was remote controlling it to go to the receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like that's cheating. Mm-hmm. If you can't defend a man from getting, you know what I'm saying? If you can't stop your man from catching a football or stop the running back from, that's different. But anyway,
it's the history of y'all cheating. And
it's still recording.
Anyway,
what I'm saying is,
no.
What I'm saying is the substances. Getting back to baseball, the substances is a bad look. It's an all-around bad look. You already got the Astro incident.
Banging on the garbage.
You already got, and before the Astro incident, you got Barry Bonds, you got Mark McGwire, steroids. Got all of it is bad for baseball already. You got Pete Rose. You know what I'm saying? All of it is just so many scandals in baseball, and this is why people really can't get into baseball because there's always an issue. You know what I'm saying? There's always something with cheating. There's always a scandal. There's always a substance abuse. There's always so it's a bad look. It's a terrible look, and I think suspending a player for 10 days. What is that? He misses one start if it's a pitcher. What is it?
Misses 2 starts, but at the end of the day, not only do you miss 2 starts, but it's with pay. You still get paid for it.
I don't understand that.
Exactly. It's administrative leave.
So
it's administrative leave.
What are you really doing?
It's what the It's what these
My
cops
thing is
get.
like,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand the with pay thing, but my whole thing is with any sport, like scientifically, you would think that they ban these substances because they give you some type of athletic advantage or whatever advantage. You would think, they do the research and that's why they banned it because something in the substance give you an
like
advantage.
like like PEDs.
Yeah, whatever it is. So my whole thing is like, yeah, if they banned it, like just abide by the rules, find a way around it, and do your thing, bro. It's like at the end of the day, you still work for an organization. It's
Yeah,
like
but
going
this
to your
doesn't
job.
really this doesn't
And to
really
touch
get you
on
so
that,
much as
before you get
so
into
much as an
that,
advantage.
before you get into that, you're right.
Mhm.
Find a way around it and do your thing because at the end of the day, you got to the MLB without using that substance. You feel me? You wasn't
For the
using
most
that
part,
substance before you got to the MLB. You wasn't
Mm,
who
using that
knows?
in high school. High
Who
mm,
school,
knows?
I highly doubt you was using
mm,
that.
You'd be surprised.
College, you was using aluminum bats, and they're not using those substances
You'd
in
be
high
surprised how a
school,
lot of them
college.
start, how
I know
early they
that for a
start.
fact.
But
I
it's
know
like
that
if
for a
you
fact.
work in a job, it don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you work in a job, right, and everybody at your job smokes, you still can't smoke cigarettes in there, even though it's not bothering anybody. It's just like it's their rules, bro. They been like, I don't know. That analogy was probably trash,
No,
but
it's true. It's true.
at
Your
the end of the
employer
day,
told
it's
you you
like,
can't
yeah,
do something, so you
you
can't
work for
do it.
someone, yeah,
That's
you
it.
work for
Exactly.
someone. That's it, bro. Just work around it. Like, I don't understand the
Or
argument
quit. Or quit.
or quit. Yeah, it's like you work for somebody. They said no. That's it, bro. That's the real. If you don't like the man, if you don't like the way a man runs his business, start your own.
That's a fact. That's a
only
fact.
thing that I have a problem with, and this is the only, and I'm gonna leave it here because we're dragging this episode. But the only thing that I have a problem with is the fact that the batters don't have a problem with it. If the batters don't have a problem with it, they know because they know that their pitcher's using it. They know that the opposing pitcher's using it, and they can still knock it out the park. If that's what it is, and they don't have a problem with it, and they know that the only reason that they're actually using this substance is for control, so they have better control on the ball, they have a better grip on the ball, so the ball doesn't actually hit them. You have a 102-mile-per-hour fastball coming at you, and it's gonna hit you in your helmet. That's like immediate concussion. Um, what's his face from the Mets got drilled in the face.
Mm-hmm.
13 broken bones in his face, bro.
Slow
At the end of the
down.
day, at the end of the day, at
Yeah,
the
he's
end of the
wilding.
day, at the end of the day, if they could put a little bit of substance on to control that, that alleviates the pressure that a batter has coming up to bat when you're facing heaters all game. You're facing these hitters, and you got to worry about a ball hitting you in your back, a ball hitting you in your leg, a, a baseball, a baseball. Come on, guys,
Yeah.
let's be mature about this. But seriously,
I'm trying
all
my
jokes
hardest.
aside, all jokes aside, if the batters don't have a problem with it, the league shouldn't have a problem with it. But I do understand Manfred jumping on ahead of this and trying to mitigate this scandal because of the fact that with the Astros and everything. But I do agree with how these pitchers are calling it because it's like if you didn't if you didn't suspend these Astro players who were actually caught for cheating, then why not ban them
But
too?
didn't they suspend the managers?
They
Wasn't it
suspended the
like the manager
managers.
and
They
there was
did not.
another manager that left?
No, they suspended the managers
Talking about the
who.
Astros.
Oh,
Alex
yeah,
Cora.
they suspended the managers for knowing what was going on and not stopping it. They
Exactly.
didn't suspend the players who actually did it.
Exactly. Which is bigger than which is big.
It's
Which
bigger
is
than it.
bigger than.
It's bigger than that's like as a parent. That's like as a parent and seeing your child doing something, and I can't even get into this analogy. I can't even get into this analogy because I was about to go left field. Anyways, it's the end of our episode. We do appreciate y'all for joining us. This is episode 11. 11. Go ahead and say
Once.
11.
Or hey.
Episode
Jorge.
Oh,
Oh,
God. You gotta say what-
Episode,
guys, I hate you
episode
guys. I hate you guys.
episode auntie.
Anyways, go ahead and hit the
Auntie.
like. Go ahead, hit the like button. If go ahead and thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you
watch
just
this. Like, all right.
thumbs down if you're Jorge. Thumbs down.
Well, thumbs up if you're George. You know what I'm saying? And also, a couple of things I want to touch on before we wrap this up. A, you know what I'm saying? We get a little juice now. We get a lot of views. Can we get some likes, bro? Can we get some more comments? Can we get feedback? Can we get what you agree with, what you disagree with?
That
Come on,
interaction,
baby.
the
That's all I'm
fan
trying to interact with
interaction,
you.
the viewer interaction is what we need. It's what we fuels us. It's what It's what drives us. Let us know when we're out of line. Let us know when we're wrong. Let us know when Lewis is talking ridiculous and just talking out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, let us know. Let us know when the Clippers are gonna get eliminated. Like, let us know.
Like, that's crazy.
Let us know. Let us know. Let us know when it's just.
Let us know.
Like, let us know. Let us know the thoughts.
We appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much.
Sir.
Hit the notification bell so you're tuned in to every episode that we drop. And we will see you guys for
follow that Three Amigos. Follow that Three Amigos podcast IG page, bro. Let's get it.
Oh,
Let's
and shout out to Lena's Links.
Yes,
sponsor. Send drinks. Send drinks. I'm gonna hit up Lena. She gonna send y'all drinks.
Man, listen. Everybody gets a drink. All the viewers get a drink. You get a drink. You get a drink. You get a drink. You get a drink.
We gonna put Instagram in the comments, so go ahead and hit her up. She got the drinks. Her drinks are amazing. Get the Henny Rita. I am sipping on Finding Nemo. This is called Finding Nemo. And there's actual fishes in here. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's actual fishes.
Fish.
The bottom
is drink. All right,
for all my pescatarians.
Yeah. Well, we love you guys. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Episode auntie.